Hey, KS Services is now running their $59 fall tune-up special. Our team arrives on time and is always professional. Be sure your unit is ready for the cooler temperatures by visiting our website, callks.com today, and schedule your appointment. It's fast and easy. The weather's getting cooler and the days are getting shorter. Don't let the fall weather sneak up on you. Call us today. 205-322-9090, AL certification number 1112.
The Weather Xtreme video. This is the afternoon edition for Monday, the 18th of December. I'm James Spann. Another round of rain coming in here tomorrow night into Wednesday. Maybe some strong, severe storms with that, especially Wednesday morning. Very cold air next week. Any winter weather mischief involved? Here we go. A lot of things on the board today, so let's talk about it. We start with the water vapor satellite view, as we usually do. Got an upper low that's southeast of Phoenix in the southern branch of the jet stream. The northern branch draped across the northern states, a split flow. The radar relatively quiet this afternoon. That was the radar about 2:30. A few isolated showers across the central and southern part of the state. We've actually got some sunshine over the northern third of Alabama. That's the visible satellite view. Places like Cullman, Gadsden, Huntsville getting some sun today, but you won't see much of that between now and Monday of next week. Temperatures are warmer today. 60 for Birmingham and Tuscaloosa, 57 for Anniston and Gadsden. Will be in the mid-60s tomorrow. Some spots may be touching 70 degrees by Wednesday. Around the nation, the weather is relatively mild for mid-December. But again, that's going to change dramatically next week as Arctic air invades the country. On the watch warning map, pretty quiet other than some winter storm warnings back in the far northwestern states. Severe weather outlook for the rest of today and tonight. Maybe some thunder for the Gulf Coast, but no severe weather expected. Tomorrow, a marginal risk of severe weather for places like Houston, Shreveport, the Mississippi Delta. And on day 3, this is Wednesday, we've got a marginal risk of severe weather for the Interstate 20 corridor. This includes Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Anniston, Gadsden, Atlanta. And again, we'll talk about that as we go. The big question is that thing a cucumber or a pickle? And the rain for the next 7 days, valid through Monday morning. Some pretty big numbers for parts of the Mid-South. In Alabama, the amounts vary from 4.5 inches around the shoals down to 1/2 inch for Dothan. And we're going to see a lot of rain in coming days. And here's the excessive rain outlook for tomorrow and tomorrow night. A risk of maybe some flash flooding problems from central Texas up through parts of the Tennessee Valley. So that's one thing we'll be watching. Let's dive into the modeling here. This is the GFS, the 12Z run, valid tomorrow at noon. The feature out of the southwestern states beginning to lift out. And down below that, the sky will be cloudy. Rain will be increasing by late afternoon, maybe as early as 1, 2, 3 o'clock as the wave approaches. This is tomorrow night. A surface low begins to form in response to the wave over southern Arkansas. And then by Wednesday, that surface low is near the Alabama-Tennessee border. And obviously, this will be a pretty good rain event for the state late tomorrow night into Wednesday. We'll check the severe weather parameters. This is noon Wednesday. The instabilities peak at about 1,000 joules per kilogram over parts of West Alabama, mainly Tuscaloosa County, Cullman, Hale, Green. You can see those shades of green in through there. And that's certainly sufficient for severe weather this time of the year. Doesn't take a lot of CAPE for severe weather in the cool season. And the storm relative felicity values are coming up as well. And this is the STP, the significant tornado parameter. And the max is 1.2 units over parts of West Alabama. So we'll be watching for strong storms late tomorrow night into Wednesday morning that might produce gusty winds. And you sure can't rule out an isolated small tornado or two in a deal like this. These cold season systems can be tricky, so just keep that in mind. And we'll be watching the radar closely. And rain amounts will be pretty impressive, too. And again, we could see some heavy rain falling at times over the northern quarter of the state. Now, Thursday, that wave is on by, and that should be a day with a break in the rain. We'll call it partly sunny and very mild. There's no cold air involved here. In fact, the high Thursday should be near 70. But notice snow increasing from Denver up to Madison, Wisconsin. We'll keep an eye on that cold air. This is Friday. Here comes the cold front, and rain will be increasing again. We'll be in the 60s. And this is Saturday. The GFS is suggesting the day will be mostly cloudy and colder with a high dropping in the 50s and the rain ending during the morning. And then Sunday, a wave develops on that front. This is going to be a wavy Arctic front, and those can always pose problems. This is Christmas Eve, and it's got the possibility of some rain for about the southern half of the state. This is Sunday night, Christmas Eve. And look at that. This deterministic run of the GFS wants to print some wintry precipitation on the northern flank of the rain mass, almost reminiscent of the deal earlier this month. And then Christmas Day at noon, it's all winding down. So could it be? Well, let's check the European. And by the way, these are temperatures Monday, and I think this is the one thing we can say for sure. It's going to be cold on Christmas Day. This is noon on Monday, and the GFS is suggesting a pretty good chunk of the state could be below freezing at midday on Christmas Day. So, rain and wintry issues aside, it sure looks cold. Let's check the European. This is Christmas Day at noon. It's slower than the GFS, and it's got some hint of wintry issues over the Tennessee Valley, but mostly rain for the state if this verifies. And again, a very sharp thermal gradient. According to the European, this is noon on Monday, Christmas Day. If this verifies, it's going to be freezing up in the shoals and 71 down at Dothan. But you can see very cold air would cover much of north and central Alabama, and we're going to forecast cold weather for Christmas Day. I think that's a high confidence forecast. The precipitation, the wavy front, remains to be seen. Some runs have been dry. These runs have been wet. We'll probably introduce a chance of rain in the forecast, possibly with a wintry mix Sunday night or Monday morning, and adjust the forecast as need be. We'll keep going. This is out toward the end of the forecast period. This is Thursday of next week, and the European is suggesting cold and dry. Let's look at the ensemble data. First off, from the European, and again, you got 51 members here, and this runs out 240 hours. This goes through December 28th. And you can see of the 51 members, you've got about, a half dozen with a chance of some snow, so that's not very robust on the snow potential. The GFS is a little more aggressive here. And again, you can see that not that many members are suggesting snow on Christmas Day, but they kind of ramp it up maybe in the days after Christmas, toward the middle of next week in the cold air. Again, there's no way of determining that at this point. It's hard enough forecasting snow 1 day in advance, much less 7 days in advance. But again, for now, in our forecast, we're going to mention a very cold Christmas Day, maybe some rain, possibly with a wintry mix either Sunday night or Monday morning. And trust me, that will change. We'll check the numbers, and again, you can see the consistency. This is the GFS. Look at the numbers drop off next week. Highs in the 30s, lows down to 20 by the middle of next week. European, not quite as cold, but pretty close. So again, enjoy the warmth this week because next week is looking very cold. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you can't catch us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.
Hey, KS Services is now running their $59 fall tune-up special. The weather's getting cooler and the days are getting shorter. Don't let the fall weather sneak up on you. Call us today, 205-322-9090, AL certification number 11120.